Ready, are we?
We're ready. You ready?
Yeah, I'm going.
All right. Talk to the Hands is with us again this morning. Morning.
Morning, Scotty.
How you doing?
Very well, as you can see, it's a warm day.
Yeah, I know. It's just been muggy, hasn't it? Anyway. So what are we talking about?
Well, we're going to talk this morning about people. They come into my room sometimes and they say, I've got to either fake it or I've got to put on a particular face and I just can't be myself in certain situations. And so they're concerned about the fact that they've got to more or less put a mask on. Now, when people say that to me, I kind of feel that, so my brain goes, actually, we need to function in certain situations and adjust. And it's actually the authentic you. It's not you putting a mask on, but you're actually adjusting to certain situations. And so I had someone say to me that at work they've got to put on a mask and at home they can just be. But if you're in a work situation, you're still being authentic because you're adjusting to a work situation and you've got to behave differently in a work situation than you do at home. So you're not actually putting a mask on, you're actually being clever. Because people who are clever know how to function in different environments and different social circles. Sometimes
that could be a Freudian slip.
Circle. And you need to adjust. People who go into a situation, this is who I am, and like, I don't care, I'm just going to be who I am.
They're not reading the room. They're not reading the room.
That's another very good word. People who read the room are not faking it. They're actually clever.
They go, this is what's appropriate in this situation.
Exactly.
I can see by myself, I can just temper my behaviour depending on what situation I'm in.
Yeah, and I think that's very important, actually. And not only that, I sometimes have it with the guys who come into my room. And they say, well, you know, how come I need to adjust to my wife? I said, well, actually, if you learn to adjust to your wife, and then when you're with your mates, you're just your blokey self, where you're a little bit more freer. And that's fine, but what it is, you learn how to be broader in what it means to be human. And so the better you can adjust to certain environments and certain social situations, the better you are, the better you function, the wiser you are, the more acceptable you'll be to people, and the more influence you'll have, actually.
But even sometimes in the morning I wake up, I'm just like, oh man, I'm so grumpy this morning. Like, you know what I mean? But then you have to go, no, I'm going to, and sometimes it's putting on a mask. Sometimes it's putting up that, you know what, no, I'm not actually going to be grumpy this morning. I'm going to put on, a brave face, even though I'm feeling grumpy, put on a brave face just so everybody around me can kind of go, wow, look at that ogre, or they can actually say I'm actually functioning okay. Like, it's not being fake.
You can't be a grump on air, can you?
Well, no, exactly. Well, that's right. So I'm not being fake, but you just go, for right now, I'm feeling grumpy, but I'm not going to be grumpy. I'm going to,
do what you need to do in the environment that you're in.
Just imagine if I got everyone, all right, everybody, not happy this morning. Good morning, this is Ultra 265. I'm feeling grumpy. So, it's going to end very well, is it?
Where we do it really well. We might be having an argument with someone, and then we pick up the phone, and we go, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
We can instantly change our behaviour and be friendly in certain situations. Yeah. And certainly some work, if you're working, like if you're a shop assistant, for example, you can't be grumpy to your customers. And so people who are clever, smart, they're not faking it, they actually know how to adjust and be authentic in certain situations where it's required of me. And I do this because it's about who I am and I want to be successful in what I do. So sometimes I just need to adjust.
So how does that translate into relationships, say husband and wife?
Well, it's sometimes you'll get one person, why do I have to adjust to my wife? I'm not a woman, or, it's not hard. Or some women will say, why do I have to adjust to my husband? Why should I have to go out of my way to adjust to him? Well, you go out of your way because you love someone. You go out of your way because you figured, I want to be able to get on with you. And people who adjust to other people's moods sometimes, you just function better.
And it goes both ways. Like, it's not like it just goes one way all the time.
True.
There are other days there where my wife's super grumpy, but she adjusts, and
And when she's grumpy, when you're grumpy, I've got no doubt that she adjusts.
She adjusts, yeah.
She adjusts. She'll try and be friendly and try and pick you up a bit.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Anyway, so the takeaway for this morning is that, yep, if you think you're putting on a mask and you think you're faking it, no, you're being authentic, but you're being clever and you're adjusting to your environment, and do it well. Function well in whatever environment you're in and whatever social circle you're in, and be pleased with yourself when you can do it.
I love it. Hey, thanks, Hans.
Pleasure, Scotty.
See you next week.
Yes.